everybody, welcome to InMovies Mobile Monday, where we discuss leading brands leveraging mobile. And today, I'm joined by Divya Dikshit, the Chief Marketing Officer at Alt Balaji. Hi Divya, it's lovely to have you on board.
Thank you so much for having me here. Good to be here.
Assume that you probably have that 360-degree view of the consumer and you probably have the consumer journey mapped well enough. So, what are the challenges that you face when it comes to engaging and acquiring?
See, I'll tell you what, for us, fortunately, content, like we spoke a bit ago, is a fairly engaging category. People take it personally, right? I have seen people commenting to the screen, why are you doing this, you know? So that's the kind of high engagement we get with content. I think with content, the challenge is you really need to know your consumer well. And you really need to know that if he's watching, for example, Apharan, will he be open to the idea of watching a Kehne Ko Humsafar Hai or not, right? And not assume that if this guy is watching XXX, or if this woman's for that matter, I have almost 20% woman audience on XXX and Gandi Baat, right? It's almost 20 to 25%. I cannot assume that woman is not going to be able to watch or open to the idea of watching, you know, a test case or maybe a Barish. Maybe she likes to go through a genre of content. So that is the constant segmentation and mapping that we have to do, and we have to constantly therefore engage with consumer, do multiple A/B testings and see which consumer is accepting what and rejecting what. So at the back end, my team is constantly doing these permutations and combinations with segments of consumers, saying, hey, this consumer, for example, saw XXX. This is a set of female consumers saw XXX. Let's show them test case and let's see their reaction. So those are the constant experiments we are doing. So that is a challenge where we have to really work very, very hard to engage with the consumers and understand their preferences. Like I said, cannot write off a consumer because he's watched XXX that, oh, he's not open to another genre.
And even if you say that you probably got the silver bullet for the prediction algorithm, it keeps changing because the person
Absolutely,
is changing,
because the person's changing. So constantly, so you have to constantly experiment. You have to constantly evolve. So it's a, like I tell my team, it's not that I've created these segments and I've kept them. You have to constantly work with them. So that is the bigger challenge in engaging a consumer.
True. And a nice segue here is because given that you've said you are the Hindi original leader when it comes to OTT.
Correct.
An interesting segue is that the rural India, or Bharat as they call it, is probably also a huge consumer of all the content.
Very big, very big.
Right? So what do you think is probably going to be the biggest trend in Bharat, and how are you looking at yourself, conquering this space?
Okay. I'll tell you one thing. See, while Jio has done this magic turnaround in the digital space, and good for us because, we all OTT players are enjoying the benefits. See, the innovations in urban India and Bharat are going to be a little different. So while, for example, now we are going to work with VR and AR in urban India with a new show. But because that show is so massy, we're hoping that rural India will probably take a certain liking to it, Yes, that's one trend. The other trend that we're working towards is, see, rural Bharat, what are they looking at? They are looking at great content at affordable prices, right? I think in terms of OTT space, we're one of the most affordable platforms, right? What does rural Bharat want? It wants buffer-free, beautiful experience. So that's the first thing you need to give them. Then what it wants ease of language. So you need to talk to them in their language, right? Now, if I go to, let's say, and I'm a small town UP girl, I know for sure that if I go to small town UP, right, and I engage with a creative that's completely in English, I have lost my audience. So the other thing that is going to now become big is vernacular campaigns. So we have already started that, targeting Bharat. Let me call it Bharat, because anything outside urban India is Bharat. Let me not call them rural, right? So we are doing vernacular campaigns. We are hoping that they will like our idea of AR at a very cheap cost. And we have kept our UI UX also in the vernacular space. So it's your language choice that you can do. I think the biggest trend in Bharat should be the fact that they now don't want to be tyrannized. They don't want to be told by a broadcaster, listen, this is 9 o'clock and you need to watch it. My mum, she still says in Bharat, as you call it. She switched over to Netflix and alt thanks to me. Netflix, because she likes the content over there. But you know, the beautiful part is when I go to meet her once a year, I saw aunties next door sitting down and catching up on their regular TV shows on an OTT platform, you know, because that's the time they get. They're watching it at their own space. So that revolution is a must. That consumer ideology, I don't have to be bound by a chain to my television screen. I can do whatever I want, whenever I want. Once that is done, OTT massification, nobody can stop it. I think we're already on the way.